everybody. I don't know if anyone's here yet, but hello. I am very, very tired. Just a little bit on the sleepy side because I stayed up all night making a video. Hello. But yeah, honestly, this is just gonna be a very chill time. Might be a little bit lower energy than normal, just because, as I said, a little bit tired from all the things. But you know what? I think it'll be a good time. One thing is, I'm losing my train of thought. Okay, yeah, I usually, just when I'm playing Silksong by myself, I have the game volume pretty low, so I think I might crank that up for you guys. And you can tell me if it's too much, but yeah, probably you'd want it a little louder than what it is. But yeah, I was just gonna start a new game and we'll play for a little while, and I think it'll be a pretty good time. But yeah, I imagine people are gonna trickle on in, and yeah, I intended, let's maybe get going. Yeah, I intended to, let's not do Steel Soul. Can't stay but wanted to say hi. Well, hello, asexual in distress. Thanks for just, dropping something in chat. I appreciate that. And yeah, this will be uploaded to my VODs channel afterward, so if you want to watch it later, it'll be there for you. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I intended for to leave enough time for people to watch my new video before I started stream, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Have a good stream, thank you, and you have a wonderful time with what you are doing. Yeah. Since this is a casual stream, we'll just let this cutscene play out. But yeah, hope you guys are doing all right. Yeah, it's nice to watch this cutscene again. The animation is really nice. Like, it feels a bit. Well, I guess it's not weird to say that it's a step up, because it's been a while since the last one. Yeah. But yeah, if there are any problems with volume, just let me know and we can adjust from there. I know it's been said already, but in this intro, it's a very good thing that Hornet didn't just get stabbed in the head, because that would bring a very early end to this wonderful journey that we're going on. This really is a pretty game, isn't it? Yeah, in case you didn't know, I guess I technically haven't made a video about it, so like, I guess it's not quote-unquote public knowledge, but Silksong is probably my favorite game of all time. I have nearly 700 hours in it, even though, like, it really hasn't been out that long. Yeah, like, I don't don't want to be mean to, he's probably, I mean, I can't imagine that he'll see this, but Jacksepticeye, when he was talking about, like, the Bloodborne movie, like, obviously very, very exciting for him that he gets that opportunity, but he was talking about, like, how obsessed he is with the game, and, like, he was talking about, like, oh, I've played through it a ton of times, I have, like, I think he said something like, it might have been, like, I don't know what it was. For some reason in my mind, he said, like, 300 hours? I think he must have said a little longer than that. But he said, like, a number of hours, and, like, in my head, I was kind of like, I have more hours in Silksong than that, and that game's only been out for, like, a tiny fraction of what Bloodborne, like, and, like, you know, Bloodborne is probably a much longer game, right? So it's probably not comparable, but I just thought it was kind of funny. Like, how obsessed are you, Jacksepticeye? Probably very, very much so. Yeah, Hornet's got a tummy ache. Yeah, don't worry, I get it. Don't worry, if you just, you know, along the way we'll grab some ibuprofen. How about that? Take the edge off a little bit. Yeah, see, there we go. Just gotta let it pass. There we go. Whoop. I'm always afraid I'm gonna miss that ledge. Technically, like, nothing bad would happen. It's just, like, a little inconvenient, but... yeah, I gotta remember, for this stream I'm not on Steel Soul, so I don't technically have to be as careful as I have been. I've been trying to... because I've done Steel Soul before, but... yeah, 100% in Steel Soul as well. Not to brag or anything like that, but... yeah, I've done Steel Soul, but I've been trying to do a Steel Soul run where I don't quit out at all. And I've gotten decently far with it, but then I died trying to save Sherma from their misguided altruism. Hello. There we go. Off we go. I don't know how to do the speedrunner thing, where you, like, obviously I don't have a dash yet, so it's not really relevant, but, hey, Puppet Wraith, hello! Good job on the video, thank you so much, I appreciate that. This is probably the most down to the wire I've ever done a video, and I'm gonna try not to do it again. Like, I didn't do this on purpose. But yeah, super glad you like it, and glad you could come say hello. But yeah, like I was saying, I had a train of thought. I think I was talking about, yeah, Steel Soul. Yeah. Yeah. I died last time because, Sherma tried to do a good deed, but he's not really built for it. Think of Silksong's early game, by the way, because I know a big complaint with Hollow Knight was the fact that, like, early game was pretty slow. It was a while before you got anything big, and I think it's kind of the same with Silksong, but I don't really feel it. I feel like you can get the dash pretty quickly. Yeah, getting a video done 2 to 3 days is never good on your anything. Yeah, well, the thing is, like, the problem was I had, like, a big video planned out, but it just didn't, like, I was planning on talking about the entirety of the Backroom series, and that's just not, like, realistic, so I had to, like, finally when I realized, like, hey, maybe it's not the best idea to do the entirety of everything in just one video, it was like 3 days before, and it was like, ah, dang. So, like, I started really good. I started really, really healthy and normal and like, ah, yeah, I'm gonna get this done super, super early. But, unfortunately, I just didn't... Yeah, next time I will be doing my best to realize earlier that the video idea I have isn't, like, it's not one my brain agrees with. And hopefully, in the future, this won't happen again. But yeah. I have received my first quest. But yeah. I feel like I haven't gotten anything done this week, so I feel proud of getting something accomplished. Yeah, I am proud of having accomplished it. Like, if I could go back in time, I maybe would tell myself, like, hey, maybe, like, it's okay to not talk about everything at once. Like, I'd probably impart that little nugget of wisdom onto my past self. But yeah. But hey, don't feel bad about, like, if you feel like you haven't done anything this week. It's like, some weeks are just like that. You do a little bit less than you thought you would, but that doesn't mean that you're bad or anything. I mean, like, it's funny. Sometimes I'll do something like this and I'm like, oh, dang, I can't believe that this video I produced in 3 days, I forgot, like, a singular clip. And then my husband comes along and he's like, what are you talking about? And it's very funny because it's like, I did, like, all this this stuff, and then I'm just obsessing over this one small detail, and it's like, you know, you just gotta be nice to yourself with that sort of thing, because you will always expect more of yourself than, okay, don't do that, expect more of yourself than, like, is reasonable, I think, in a lot of ways, especially if you're an artist. Like, especially if you're an artist like me. It's just a thing we do, I think. Makes you feel better. A video didn't feel rushed or anything. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Because, like, you know, as I was editing the audio, I was feeling really nervous about it. Like, oh, this sounds like all over the place. And then while I was editing it, I was like, oh my gosh, wait. I do know how to write. It was like, wait a second. I actually, like, this actually leads one point into another. You know? It's so funny how that happens in the artistic process. And it's just really a case of, like, you gotta stick it out. You know? Because there's gonna be a point in the middle of a project where you're just like, oh no, this is so terrible, I should just not finish this at all. But it's like, no, you gotta stick it out. And you know, sometimes a project will not turn out the way you want, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't have made it. It just means you get to learn from it. I'm feeling very philosophical today. I guess that's what happens when I'm really sleepy. Well, I guess it's not really philosophical, it's just kind of like life advice stuff. I should say hi to Sherma. I almost didn't, but yeah, we can say hello. Hello. It's really impressive how many dialogue variations there are in this game, depending on when you meet Sherma, when you first talk to him, like, and just so many other things, honestly. Like, it's really impressive. Like, it makes sense why this game took as long as it did, you know? There we go. Yeah. The past few times that I've played this game, I've tried to do that one speedrunning trick where you pogo to go and meet Chakra early, and I used to be able to do it really well, but recently I just can't do it. Like, I think all I really need to do is watch someone do it, and then I should be able to. But I don't know what it is. For some reason, it's just not been coming to me lately. There we go. Oh no, my shard! Boink. Let's see, what do I have to talk about? Probably a lot, I'm just forgetting about it. I guess... Let's see... You guys excited for the Backrooms movie? I'm excited for the Backrooms movie. Like, like I said, I intended to have the video uploaded in time so that people could watch it and then immediately come to the stream. Didn't end up working out quite that way, timing-wise, but that's okay. But yeah, if you watch my video, you will find that I am indeed excited. Never realized there were 2 different wire monsters in the first video. That was a good catch. Yeah, like, as I was watching it, I was like, wait a second. Because the thing is, it's pretty hard to see, right? And you're just in the moment, you don't realize. But I was looking at the footage and I'm like, wait a minute. These are like 100% 2 different monsters. Like, and then once I realized that, it's like, oh man, this guy just got really, really unlucky, unfortunately. Yeah, honestly, like, I think it's not really something I get into, but I think also Kane Pixel's series does a good job of showing that, like, this place is kind of inhospitable. I touch on it a little bit, but the wiki backrooms, this isn't something I mentioned in the video. I realized it while I was writing, and maybe I'll do a video on it at some point because I think it's really interesting. But a lot of people criticize the wiki backrooms for being like, oh, they made it all about the entities and everything, when in reality, the only thing they did was make it into an sorry. The only thing they did was make it into an actual video game. Like, they applied, like, if this was a video game and you had to survive in it, this is what you'd have to do? Like, that's the only thing the wiki backrooms did. They were just like, oh, let's take the concept of, like, living in this space to its logical continuation. Like, they treated it like a video game, and it eventually became a video game, you know? And so, it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, but I had a different point to this. What was I saying? Maybe that's what I was saying. Original 4chan post had implications there were monsters as well, so people acting like there was no basis or just being silly. Yeah. Like, that's a big part of it, too, where it's like, okay, let's stop falling into spikes. Yeah, it's really just a case of, like, I can understand if people are more interested in it as, like, the vibes of liminal imagery, but I think it's a bit silly to say, like, oh, they just ruined it. I feel like I have a pet peeve of mine that's growing is when people say that, like, something is quote-unquote ruined. Like, because it almost never is. It's just kind of like, usually what they mean is, I am annoyed with this specific aspect of a thing that I like, and it's like, that's fair, but I think it's a little bit dramatic to say that your thing is ruined, you know? Chakra's actress has a beautiful singing voice. She does. She very much does. Like, honestly, like, voice acting for this game specifically must be like a really interesting job, because it's like a bunch of phrases that are interchangeable with each other, but then you've got singing and all the different pain sounds that Hornet has to make, and I think it takes a lot of skill to do that sort of thing as a voice actor, I think. Like, oh gosh. It's not Steel Soul. Casual playthrough time. Anyway, let's go back up. Hello. Okay, by the way, apparently you can save this pilgrim, right? I think his name is like Pindley or something. But the thing is, I've gotten him to leave a few times to like go to the place where he goes when you can technically save him, but I've never actually found him at the second location. Like, I've gotten him to leave, so I know I've saved him, but I haven't gotten to talk to him. It's so silly. Love how much force is behind everything about The Last Judge. Just feels so powerful. Oh, very much so. Yeah, like, and she's not really saying like words we can recognize, but it, like, the voice actors, or I guess actor, but like they do a very, like, I don't know what gender the person who plays them is, but they do a very, very good job. I don't have the map, so I can't check which way to go. This is real casual playthrough. We're just figuring out where to go. There we go. Oh. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Hello, welcome to chat, Minecraft. Yes, we are playing Silksong today. Just doing a bit of a casual time. Right now we're on our way to go collect my silk cocoon because I died very foolishly. As one does in this game, I think. No, again, chakra. We get to hear wonderful music. But yeah, all the voice actors in this game do a really good job. I think Trobio, like, wasn't, like, he isn't a professional voice actor, but iconic performance, I must say. There we go. Yeah, by the way, if you guys have not seen my video where I rank every single enemy in Silksong, you definitely should. Yeah. It's a bit of a silly one, but I put quite a bit of effort into it, so if you need something to just put on in the background while you do other things, I think that video is a pretty good one. Yep. Toby is such a drama queen, more dramatic than Little Phantom of the Opera reference, right? Yeah, Phantom of the Opera got nothing on Trobio. Phantom is a really fun fight, honestly. Forgot to watch that because I'm still trying to beat the game. I'll definitely watch that tonight. Oh yeah, no worries. It was merely a suggestion. A little bit of self-promo in my stream as a treat. Can I do this? Let's see. Another speedrun tactic. Oh. I missed. I cannot do it. Okay. Moving on. We're just gonna leave them be for now, and then we'll come back when we have this fancy new toy. This is completely off topic, but have you ever played Celeste? I have not. It's one, I believe it's in my library. I got it on sale, I think. I just haven't gotten around to actually playing it, but I've heard very good things about it, and also very scary things about it. So, not scary as in horror, scary as in it's really stupid hard. So, I think probably it's like, it's probably one of those things where the difficulty gradually ramps up over time, and it can be really hard if you want it to be. That's what I imagine. But, yeah. What? Come here. There we go. Hey, come back. But yeah, Celeste is a game I think I'll definitely play at some point in the future. Don't know if I'll do it on stream, but yeah, I've heard lots of good things about it. Oh, believe me, it's hard. I've 100%ed it before and it's a pain. Oh, goody. Yeah, well, I like Silksong, so maybe I just like challenges. But see, like, the thing I think about Celeste is it's in levels, right? With Silksong, I never really felt I felt that it was hard, right? Like, I felt the difficulty, but it wasn't so bad, because if I was really stuck on something, I could just go somewhere else. Whereas, I don't think you can really... Oh man, no enough silk. I don't think you can really do the same thing with Celeste. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, and maybe that's just something I need to deal with. There we go. Hello, Moss Druid. I'm very curious about the lore of the Moss Druids. Like, it's probably not that important. I'm curious about it in the same way that I'm curious about the mottled star and what they're up to and stuff. Where it's like, technically I don't need to know, but I want to know. Like, what's she talking about? I also love the subtlety in, like, I kind of went through the dialogue really fast, so you couldn't really see it. But I love the subtlety in the way that... Like, I love the subtlety in the way that Hornet talks, where you can tell that she's actually really interested in, like, the Weavers. Because usually when Hornet asks a question, she just asks one. Like, she's just like, oh, what's this? Or like, oh, why are you here? But when she's asking the Moss Druid about the Weavers, she says something like, oh, have you seen this statue? Like, were the Weavers here? Do they reside here still? Like, she wants to know. She's eager. Like, she's really, like, curious about her past. And sadly, the Moss Druid is just off in her own thing. But, like, I don't know. It's a fun little tiny characterization moment, you know? Trying to make another old heart? Not sure I know that term. Is it some Hollow Knight Silksong lore I'm not privy to? You can talk about deep lore of Hollow Knight and Silksong if you want, by the way. Like, I've played through the whole thing, played through Steel Soul, and like, if I don't know something, I would very much like to know. Oh, I forgot to put this on. And this. Yeah. When it comes to, Celeste, probably don't spoil me. Because, wait a minute, aren't there a few rosaries supposed to be here? I've been cheated. I've been cheated out of my 2 pennies. I can't believe this. But yeah, with Celeste, probably I want to experience the story as it's intended, but... Yeah, when it comes to Silksong and Hollow Knight, feel free to chat away. Like, I don't mind at all. Trying to make another heart like Khan or Nihilith. Oh, okay. That is super interesting, actually. Is that just a theory, or do we have confirmation of that somewhere? Yeah, I don't think you're lying. I'm just, like, really curious now. Ah! There we go. I still don't have the map. I don't know why I keep trying to check it. There we go. Oh. I missed. There we go. Oh, okay. You know what? That is very fair. Yeah, I didn't think much about that dialogue and connecting it to the old hearts, but that is probably definitely what she's doing. Yeah, Miss Moss Druid, you know much more than you let on. Except, like, the funny thing about Moss Druid is, like, she's not really hiding anything, but she also just, like, doesn't care that much about your affairs, so she just doesn't talk about things, which is funny. Lace is actually theorized, basically confirmed to be over 1,000 years old, but with the child mind. Yeah, like, that makes sense, because who knows how long Lace has been around, and, like, probably Hornet is, like, maybe not nearly that old, but Hornet's been around, right? Like, she's seen some stuff by this point. Yeah. Moss Druid very much doing her own thing. Yeah, at one point I had an idea for a fan fiction, just talking about, like, it was exploring, like, Hornet's issues with emotional connection, based on the idea that, like, all of her former like, romantic partners eventually die of old age or sickness or injuries or something like that, and it was gonna be real sad. But I got distracted with other things, as I am prone to do, so it just lives in my head. Still find it funny that Elderbug is younger than half the named characters. That is very funny. Just imagine meeting Pale King, Grim Nightmare King, Lifeblood Radiance, and Grandmother Silk. Yeah, the pantheon of the Hollow Knight world, they're certainly an eclectic bunch. Yeah. I, for one, am very excited for Sea of Sorrow. Not just because I get to play even more Silksong, but because we get to learn things. Like, I didn't really think about it, but... Oh, don't fall off. Yeah, I didn't really think about it, but it's like... Hang on, I gotta wait for the bug. But we really don't know that much about Lifeblood. I kind of just thought of it as, like, a feature of the world, but yeah, it'll be cool to learn more about it. I missed. How sad. There we go. Anything more to say? Here we go. I ship Sinner and Pure Vessel because I want them both to be happy. I mean, you know, fair enough. Like, that's really what fandom is for. Like, you either want all the characters to suffer, or you want all of them to be happy. And sometimes you want both, so you just do the suffering and then do the happiness. And that's what it's all about. Yeah, in my ranking every enemy video, for a second I thought that, like, there was a possibility that Widow and First Sinner were, like, the same person. And it was, like, some weird half dream, half whatever going on, because when you fight First Sinner, it's like you kind of enter the dream state you do when you, like, fight the old hearts, but not really, because, like, you still lose some of your stuff, but it doesn't take away your Steel Soul run. And so it's just like a weird in-between state, right? So I thought maybe they could be the same thing. And then I thought about it, like, later, and it's like, that doesn't really make sense. But I'd already recorded the video, so... yeah, but... Hey! Go away. Shoot. Ow. Alright. Let's try this again. There we go. Sorry, miss. Whoop. You know, I always wondered why the Hollow Knight didn't have a voice when you dream nail them, because they got possessed by the Radiance, so they had feelings and a mind to think. I think maybe, like, sorry, I'm just spitballing, like, in the moment, because I didn't really think about that. I was never able to get close enough to dream nail the Hollow Knight, so I didn't have to wonder about that. But just spitballing, like, it might be because of the possession that they can't, because it's like, I don't know. I imagine it's pretty hard to talk if there's two minds in one place. Yeah, like that's just my impression. I don't have any personal experience with that sort of thing, but I imagine it's pretty difficult. There we go. There we go. The Hollow Knight technically has Dreamnail dialogue, but its canon is dubious at best. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, I imagine they wanted to keep that sort of thing pretty ambiguous for, like, spoiler and lore reasons and stuff like that. She really does have such a pretty voice, doesn't she? I already got everything from you. My apologies, Chakra. I forgot about that. Now we're gonna sit on this little bench here. Alright. Everybody ready to go say hi to Bell Beast? If I can make this jump. Hello, Era. Do you guys think that the name of Bell Beast is Era? Like, I kind of just, like, when I was first playing, I kind of thought Era was just, like, kind of like calling something like Big Boy or Buddy or, like, Dog or something. And I think that just kind of became her name later. It's got a, like, where it's like, whoa, Buddy, like, just as a term of endearment, and then eventually it becomes their name. That's what I think happened. Alright. Go! Come here. There we go. Alas, I don't have the speedrunner tech. Second phase. Whoop. Whoop. Sorry, I'm focusing just a little bit because Bell Beast actually does 2 damage. And it can actually be kind of dangerous if you're not careful. Case in point. Ow. There we go. Look out for the bells. They still hurt. Okay. Right. Catch a bunch. Yeah, I really like how we have to fight the Bell Beast to prove we're worthy for rides. It's not just, oh yeah, you have a ride that costs money, that's it. Oh, I've never seen that happen before. Wait a second. I didn't know the silk heart, like, dropped down. That's actually kind of cute. I would always just jump up and get it before it was formed, but once it forms, it just, like, drops down. That's cute. Here. First try. Great job. Thank you. That was me stretching. Gonna drink some water too. Make sure you guys are staying hydrated. That's kind of important. There we go. What ending do you think is canon for Silksong? So I have a funny thing when it comes to canonicity of endings, where it's like, there's what's canon, like, within the lore of the game, right? And then I kind of consider the first ending I get to be my canon ending. Like, my Hornet that I played has the canon ending as the one that I got first. So, like, a lot of the time I'll look up spoilers just to make sure I get the best ending, because that's kind of important to me. So at least for me, the canon ending is the quote-unquote true ending, where you get to Act 3 and you save Lace from the Void. To me, that's the canon ending. Because I think, like, it's a bit ambiguous what happens after, but I think it fulfills Hornet's character arc in the most satisfying way. Like, I don't think it's canon, but I think the, I don't know what it's called, witch ending, I guess. It's really interesting, but yeah. The true ending where you save Lace from the void, that's my canon ending. That's the one I consider canon. That's a canon ending for me as well. Heck yeah! I love the way Hornet moves in this game. Like the ledge grab that goes into the flip. Aerodynamic is not the right word. That's not the word I'm looking for. She just has like a, even though at this point in the game she's technically very weak, like lore-wise, she just has such a grace in the way that she moves. And it's so fun to look at and fun to play. Ah, there we go. Ow. There we go. Oh! Acrobatic? Yeah, that's the word. For the longest time, I always thought that the Dream No More ending was the canon ending, but after Act 3 ending, I'm not sure if it's the ending or the Pantheon ending. I'm pretty sure Team Cherry kinda left it ambiguous on purpose, which of those was the true ending, because the night at the end kind of flashes between two different forms, right? So I think it's like, in order for the Act 3 ending to happen, you need to end up in a specific spot, but how you get there doesn't necessarily only happen one way. So I think it kind of just depends on which one you like more. And who knows, maybe we'll get more information in the DLC. But yeah. By the way, if you're having trouble getting those, 2 Silk Spears. 2 Silk Spears right here will get you exactly what you're looking for. Bink. Well. Come on. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, out of the 2 games, which one do you guys think you like better? Hollow Knight or Silksong? I think, in my opinion, might be obvious based on just the playtime alone, but I personally like Silksong better. Like, I just don't, I feel like it resonated with me just a little bit more. If you had to pick 5 favorite boss fights from both Hollow Knight and Silksong, what would you say is your favorite? Carmelita. Carmelita, I think, is just my favorite. Like, it is just such a fun boss fight to do. I love fighting Carmelita. It's so fun every time. And I guess, man, the one that immediately came to mind was Carmelita, and I did not think about anything else. Let's see. Phantom is another one I like doing. That's another fun one. And like, it's really difficult, but I do love the Lost Lace fight. Like, that one is also super well designed. That's actually, no, that is a correct sentence. That is a very well designed fight. That's the word I'm looking for. For me personally, I might like Hollow Knight due to me having more time with it and getting to know the story more. That's fair. Yeah, I think I was a little bit late to the party when it came to Hollow Knight. Like, I still loved the game, but I was like, by the time I got to it, the fandom had kind of solidified and stuff like that. But yeah. Hey, just coming in to say your videos are awesome and you are awesome. Yippee! Well, thank you very much, Terrarian Alt. Happy to have you here. I completely missed that. Yeah, I'm glad you liked the video. Thank you so much. Videos, I suppose, based on your actual message. But yeah, appreciate you coming by to say hello. We're just playing some casual Silksong, talking about the games. And yeah, if you have any questions about videos and stuff, feel free to ask me. Silksong isn't fully complete yet, so who knows? Maybe when all the DLCs are out, Silksong will become my favorite game. Yeah, you know, that's fair. Like, something I kind of forget is that that's another thing about Hollow Knight, I think, is like, when I got to it, all the DLCs were already out. And that's not a bad thing. It means it was like a complete game when I got to it. But I kind of wonder if the excitement of having the DLCs come out as you were playing it, like, I'm really looking forward to that experience with Silksong. Whoop. I don't have enough silk to spear these, so we'll just do it the old-fashioned way. Found your channel via FNAF Movie Rewrite, and holy smokes, that was actually absolute cinema. Thank you. Yeah, that was another project that I didn't work on in the most healthy way, but I am doing much better. Much better. Like, putting aside this last video, which got a little bit out of hand because I had one idea and then, like, didn't do it. But yeah, I'm glad you like it. What, I didn't know that room existed? Yes! There are rosaries for all to find if you know about them. Yeah, welcome to the secret stream where I show you secrets. There we go. But yeah, super glad you liked the FNAF Movie Rewrite. Like I said, that was very much labor of love, blood, sweat, tears, just all the things. I don't feel like talking to him right now, so we're just gonna not. He's gonna ask to steal my wallet anyway, which I will say, very polite of him to ask before trying to steal my wallet. Like, I'll give him that. Where are we? Yeah, I should probably unlock this gate thing. I don't think at a certain point I don't think you really need this, like, thing to get across the lava. Like, I'm not sure how often you come back here, but... Bonk. Go. Bonk, bonk. They're kind of off topic for me. Oh boy, I looked away from the screen at the wrong time. Yeah, I think it's natural if you like a character to, like, see them as similar to you. I don't know if that makes sense, but, like, it makes sense to me, you know? So, if you look at a character and you like them and you think, oh, well, obviously they come from the same place I do. Like, that's just kind of cool, honestly. Like, and it means you get to relate to them more, and I think that's fun. Come here. Let's not fall into the lava. How about that? Probably don't do that today. It's a fun little plan I have. Don't fall into the lava. There we go. You know what Hornet needs? A good parental figure in her life? Well, I mean, that's interesting because technically she had some. They just had, like, a lot of other stuff going on, right? Like, there is a universe where if things weren't the way they were, like, I don't think it's fair to necessarily call them, like, horrible, but, like, Vespa was training Hornet her whole life because they had the idea of, like, hey, eventually, like, people are gonna come for you and you need to be ready for that. And then I forget her name. Is it White Mother? Yeah. I feel very bad. I'm completely spacing on the name. But, like, she was dealing with the fact that, like, the kingdom she's in is dying. She had to figure that out. And she's, honestly, she was kind of absentee. Like, she was still around, but she's clearly got her own stuff, like, going on. Just kind of detached a little bit from reality, I think. And then there's Hera, who, of course, has all this baggage of, like, her mom and everything like that. It's like, it's kind of a case of, like, yeah, due to mass infanticide. I'm gonna be so real, I forgot they did that. That's embarrassing. I forgot that she condoned that. Whoops. Whoopsie. Yeah, that's very bad. Shouldn't have done that. Yeah, I forgot that she was part of that plan. Whoopsie. And actually, something really interesting in this game is, like, the implication that the ritual of making, like, a knight existed before Hollow Nest. Like, you can find the arcane egg in the void, right? And it has those markings on it. And so it's like, hang on, how long has this ritual existed? Hera deserved better? Yeah. This is one of those things where it's like, if things were different, it's like, but circumstances just didn't allow for happiness. But I'm glad that in exploring her memories, Hornet was able to remember her advice of, like, hey, don't be anything except what you want to be. Like, I made it sound really cheesy when I said it just then, but I think it was really important for Hornet that her mom was like, hey, they want you to be, like, more Weaver than Worm or whatever, but I want you to be Hornet. Like, I think that was really important for her. There we go. Let's see if we can't go get the dash ability, huh? Things will move much more quickly after that. But first, I might try and get this bench over here. Scroll the fake people, exactly. Hera said, hey, you don't need to listen to any of that. Did I forget to equip the throwing thing? I think I might have. Oh well, just gonna figure this one out. Going alright so far. If I can actually hit instead of just... Okay, I need to cut it out with that shield. Thank you. There we go. Ouch. That was rude. Ow. There we go. That was entirely the wrong way. Alright guys, get out of the corner. I see there's a long message in chat. I'll read that in just a second. There we go. Okay. I mean, there's this thing to be said when people say, and justify the means. Yeah. Actually good intentions. Whereas Pale King and White Lady actually did kill a lot of people, and actually did materialize with the Knight, eventually saving Hollow Nest. Yeah, like, I can see what you mean, but the sad thing is, like, it didn't actually save Hollow Nest, right? Like, in the end, like, they were able to contain it, but the kingdom still fell in the end, you know what I mean? Like, when we get there, it's not exactly thriving. So, like, I think one of the things of the game is saying, like, hey, yeah, like, the plan to trap the Radiants did technically work, but it didn't actually save the kingdom. Like, it still fell, you know? So was it really worth all of that sacrifice and doing all of those things, you know?
That's fine.
Yeah, which is an interesting aspect of the story. No! Give it to me! Oh my goodness. I went through all that trouble to yes, I know. I know, Forge Daughter, thank you. And I went to all that trouble to go get that thing, and I just didn't grab it. I didn't grab the craft medal. Oh, by the way, you forgot to pick up the medal. Thank you, Puppet Wraith. Thank you for the reminder. I think I'm gonna go on a little grocery run to go get that, actually. I think that would serve me very well. Pardon me.
Ada!
It might actually have been faster just to climb up, but it's fine. We're taking the scenic route today. Here we go. This is how speedrunners move. I'm a professional. Let's see if I can get this without them falling in the spikes. No, my rosary! And they're gone. There we go. Alright. Chad, I just no-clipped into the void. Oh no. Well, hopefully you can find your way back. Okay. Craft metal? I need you. Thank you. Alright. All good, everyone. And you know what? While I'm here, maybe I'll go down into Bone Bottom and get the other craft metal and see if I can't just grab both of those tools. Also, you have enough cash to buy another metal? Yes! That is an excellent idea, and I think we will do that. So, might as well. Like the sting... Is it called Sting Shard? The spiky trap thing that Hornet has, it's a very good weapon. Like, it helps a lot in fights. So, yeah. I don't know the fastest way to get there, so we're just gonna go this way. Actually, wait. Maybe I should... Okay, it's now equipped. All is well. I'm trying to remember where all the memory lockets are. I think, like, the one that's probably easiest to get is the one near the Beast Arena, but I don't want to get that until I have Dash, so... Actually, what am I doing? Come here, Bell Beast. We're going on a shopping trip. In trailers, you could pogo off the shards. They probably changed that for balancing reasons. Yeah. It definitely became speedrun tech almost immediately because there were like 2 tools at launch, I think, that you could still pogo with. I watch a lot of... I tune into Blue SR videos and streams, and I like the video that he did on the history of pogoing off of tools in speedrunning, actually. I think those have all been patched out by now, but... Oh! I should probably pick those up while I'm here. No. Give me that. Thank you. Okay, we'll leave this for now. I like to do 100%, so eventually I'll get it, but you know what? Yes, I will make a donation. I will say something that kind of bugs me. Get it bugged? Silksongs that rosaries are sometimes kind of difficult to get or hard to find. Oh yeah, I definitely get that. And I have like two minds about it, right? Like on the one hand, part of me is like, oh, well, it's an intentional part of the storytelling, right? Like the idea is that the Citadel is just squeezing all the rosaries out of people for everything they're worth, right? But I can also get the very real gameplay frustration of like having to grind and stuff. And I think it really kind of comes down to like your own personal, what's the word? Tolerance, there we go. Like, how much are you willing to do, you know? And I don't say that in a judgmental way, I say that in just like a preference type way. I feel like I don't know enough to say whether or not it's actually fair. It just kind of is to me, you know? Bold decision to have lore excuse. Team Cherry are bold. Yes, I think Team Cherry has always been quite bold in their approach. Yeah. Yeah, I think, like, now that I've played the game a few times, I don't really feel the scarcity because I know all the areas you get rosaries, and, you know, you just stop to farm every once in a while. It doesn't bother me. But I can see how people wouldn't like that aspect of it. Like, I can totally see how it could get annoying, you know? Thank you. Thank you. There we go. I think probably I won't have enough to get both tools, but the really important one that I want is the lava bell, and I can come back for the other one once I do a little bit more. Fun fact about Era, if you poke her off their head, it's actually petting them. Yeah, it's really cute. Probably worse on the first one where you're dying a lot. Once you aren't as much, it isn't a huge issue. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? At what point is it like... Because once you get used to it, it's not that bad. But is that really a fair thing to say to someone who's experiencing the game for the first time, you know? And so I think it's a difficult thing to judge, balancing-wise. And, like, the thing is, I was about to say, like, I think that they did a good job, but of course I would say that, because I'm used to it now, you know? Like, I'm no expert in that field. Excuse me. Alright. Now let's go get the dash, shall we? Oh. Darkness gone. I think she was probably gone before and I just didn't notice, but ah well. She runs with the wind. Whoop. There we go. Also, I know you aren't doing Steel Soul, but the Cracked Mask is OP for Steel Soul. Oh yeah, I always get the Cracked Mask for Steel Soul. Like, and fun fact, the Curvesicle is actually my favorite throwing weapon. I just think it's really fun. I love that thing. One thing I appreciate about Silksong is the slab, and specifically how you get absolutely dragged across the entirety of Farm Bloom. You check the map, you're like, I'm on the other side of the map. Oh yeah. That is very funny. It's also like the first time I played the game that actually didn't happen to me, because like I had the encounter with the fly, but I was kind of just like, this is weird, and I killed it. Like, I killed it before it could kidnap me, and I'd like heard vaguely that there was a moment when Hornet snapped someone's neck, and like I thought maybe later I'd get another chance to get kidnapped, but it just never happened. So my first playthrough was very funny, because in context, when you're in the slab and like the journal entry, it makes sense why Hornet has such a disdain for them. But if you haven't been kidnapped, then it's just kind of like Hornet just like breaks in and slaughters them all for no reason. So that's pretty fun. You know, it's Hornet. You know, she has her reasons. Whoop, whoop. Wait. Actually, let's just hop quick heal here. Hello, ant friend. You know, I should probably put on the bell that I specifically bought. That'd be a smart idea. I'll do it on the bed tip here. I did not mean to go up there. There we go. Yeah, classic Hornet. Yeah, just breaking in and beating up a bunch of people is a very classic. And there we go. I don't technically need it for this arena, but I think I want to have it on anyway. There we go. And don't do that. Ow. It was rude. Okay, that was even more rude. What is this? Rude. So many rude enemies today. Yep. I do like that you can just... That was a bit early. Yeah, I do like that you can just deflect those if you time it right. I think that's really cool. There we go. Yeah. Hornet just breaking into places, doing things. Classic Hornet. Hornet sneaking into the back of the temple and absorbing the essence of the snail people to get the final crest. Classic Hornet. Yeah, Hornet committing war crimes. Such a classic. Yeah, it's kind of funny that they have the look down prompt here as well as the start. Like, part of me wonders if this was in a different spot, like, at the start of the game. But at the same time, it's like, they had so long to do it. You'd think if that was part of it, they'd just, like, remove it. But maybe they thought it was useful, like, regardless, so they kept it in. War crimes only count if there's a mutual agreement. Ah, classic Hornet, finding those loopholes. What a gal. Alright, we have attained Swift Step. You know what that means? It is time to run free. Whee! Boing. And I missed. Unfortunate. There we go. I do like how much you can parry. I think that's fun. Beautiful. Kind of funny how Hornet forgets how to run until now. Look, she's got weak ankles, all right? Well, we can cut her some slack. She got kidnapped. There was a lot going on. And you know, actually, I actually know how to make this work for, like, actual reasons. You know, it's kind of hard to move if you spent the last, like, month or whatever chained and unable to even stand. Like, I can imagine that it would take a while to, like, figure out how to move the way you used to, you know? Like how it feels more like an agile duelist. Well, the knight is just a brick wall of death. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah. I love coming up with, like, actual reasons for in-game, like, mechanic stopgaps. Like, I have my own, like, interconnected web of headcanons for Hornet and like why she has issues with certain things at the start of the game and continuing on. Like, it's fun to me. I love doing that. I miss my Howling Wraith's tales. No, we have Howling Wraiths at home. It's called Delver's Drill. There we go. Boink. Alright, I have a dash. Now, where shall I go? That was rude. That was even more rude. 3 damage from a little crawling guy? Ridiculous. There we go. No, that's Descending Dark. Okay. What's the don't worry, I can make this joke land. Howling Race is upward. Okay. That might be a little harder. Yeah, okay, I got it. We have Howling Wraiths at home. It's called Threadstorm. That's the closest I could come up with. There's really not like an upward attack for Hornet, really. At least not one I can think of. Can you guys think of one? Nothing's really coming to mind for me. In fact, the game made me rethink a lot of my Hollow Knight gameplay is wild. Yeah, like every time I see someone playing Hollow Knight now, I always have this moment where it's like, hey, that was like a good position to get a hit in. Why didn't they do that? And then I remember that the knight has like a vertical pogo and not a diagonal one, and I'm like, it was they who were wiser than me. I miss having an upward spell. That is fair. Yeah, with this you kind of have to just slash upward. I kind of wonder if they'll add something, like later in one of the DLCs, but maybe it's just one of those things that's a night exclusive, you know? Okay, anything else? Actually, how many rosaries do I have? Not nearly enough. I was gonna see if I could grab the other... actually, how much do I get for this berry? Yeah, because the Sting Shard is like, what is it, 110? Something like that? Actually, no. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go bully an ant and go buy my favorite throwing weapon. That's what I'll do. Haha. And I will remember that there's lava out here because I have spent... one too many times have I sprinted out of this door and fallen into the lava. In embarrassment. Alright. Marrow time. There we go. Next game after Silksong in 2040. Main character is going to be Quirrell or Zote. That is fair enough. Actually, this thought just occurred to me. I think Second Sentinel would also be like a fun idea. Because, mechanically speaking, you could very easily say that like, oh, they can't use all their abilities because they're a literal mechanical being. And they were changed and they need to get their upgrades back. Like, I could see that happening. And then it could be a case of, like, they're trying to find themselves after the Citadel and stuff like that. And I understand that they're kind of supposed to be a parallel to Hornet already. So maybe it would feel too samey, that character arc. But, I don't know. That could be kind of fun. And also... oh, right, I need that. Give me that. Yeah, I was gonna say, and also... like, they're even taller than Hornet. So Team Cherry would have to come up with even more creative maps. And I think that would be delightful. There we go. Keep forgetting I have the dash. They should add a crest that specifically synergizes with cross stitch or has an independent parry skill. I mean, that could be really fun. Cross stitch is really fun to do. I'm not very good at hitting it, but it's really fun. I honestly want a Chakra game. She's my goat. Yeah, Chakra would also be super fun. Just for the chance to be Chakra for a moment. Imagine for a moment you are Chakra. Channel that essence in your soul. Yes, okay. Good, we got the save point. Would also be fun to see a game where we see Halonest Citadel at its prime before the tragedies, and later in the game we see the takeover downfall of the kingdoms. Yeah, like, I don't know if they'd ever actually do that, because I think in the... Sorry, I'm pausing to take a drink. Within the narrative, it's kind of important that these kingdoms fell, like it's a big part of the themes, but it would be kind of cool to see them in their prime, you know? Yeah. Yeah, Grimchild or Pure Vessel would be interesting for sure. I'm kind of wondering if we'll get something like the Fall of the Kingdom, because, like, within the Steel Soul mode of this game, we actually get, like, a bit of lore on the Steel City. I don't know a ton about it, but, like, we hear about it in the Steel Soul mode, and then there's, like, implications that there was someone of Weaver descent in the Steel City? Like, that when Grandmother Silk was doing her whole, like, kill every Weaver I can find thing. So, like, I kind of wonder if we'll be seeing more of that concept. There we go. Didn't mean to do that, but it works. There we go. I know people do this without the dash, but that is scary. I'm not doing that. Oh, thank you. There we go. Ah, what a fool I am. There we go. Got him. All right. Now I must get my favorite tool. From my favorite merchant, who unfortunately has a very sad end. Yeah, that's part of the reason I want to learn about the mottled scars. I just want my merchant to get a proper funeral. Can they just make a visual novel about Hornet traveling back to Halonest with new friends from Farloom? I don't think there would be a lot of opportunities for combat. That didn't feel kind of convoluted, but the story potential is so good. I know, like, they did a graphic novel for Quirrell's journey to Halonest, I believe, so they might do something like that. I don't know exactly. They might want to leave it ambiguous what what Lace and the others do after everything, but that could definitely be something interesting to get into. Pardon me, I need to pogo. Alright, there we go. We need more comics. Yeah, I don't know a ton about them, but I'm always down for a fun comic. Like, that's my jam. I really liked the tie-in comics for the Sonic movie when it came out. I thought those were really fun, because it showed that Agent Stone was just as crazy as Dr. Robotnik. He just doesn't look like he's crazy because he's next to Dr. Robotnik, but you put him next to normal people and he just is so unhinged. Doesn't even need to be game. I just want more stories in this world. Yeah, that is totally fair, Puppet Rage. I really want more stories in this world too. Get over here. I need you. Wait, the Sonic movies had comics? They had I don't know if the later movies did, but I believe in the lead up to the second movie, there was a tie-in comic. I believe that's when it happened, or maybe it was for the first one, but there was a tie-in comic, yeah. And I thought it was so fun, because basically the plot was Agent Stone running his coffee shop, and there was like a rude customer who made fun of Robotnik, and I could be remembering wrong, but I think he straight up killed him. I think he like put him in a... No. He didn't put him in a freezer. That would have been too dark. But like, he did something to him where it was like, oh my gosh. They just did that. And like, I guess because it's a comic, they can kind of just get away with it. Like, they can just have him do that. But yeah. Honestly, they didn't I don't think they advertised the comic very much. I don't remember how I found it, but I did find it, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. And it was a thing of, like, he found a worker who was fine with Robotnik, and the dude was just like a normal dude, but he was like, oh my gosh, my boss is so crazy. Because, yeah, Agent Stone is an insane person, but again, you just can't tell because he's next to Dr. Robotnik. Saw a meme about Sonic 2 movie when it came out. Agent Stone yelled, he's back. They put William Afton back. Yeah. Also, can we talk about how Elder Who in the OG Hollow Knight looks suspiciously similar to Chakra and her mentor? Yeah, I have heard about that. I think, like, it's Team Cherry, so I'm sure that, like, at some point they noticed the similarities, but it will remain to be seen if they expand on that, or if it just remains one of those things that's interesting, you know? There we go. There we go. Come on, buddy. You're like one hit away. Get over here. There we go. Hello, Chakra. Yeah, speaking of Chakra, everybody say hey. Chakra's here. Here to help us with this gauntlet. Because she's cool like that. Chakra. Ow. That was rude of this guy. Just real quick. Don't mind me. Yeah, Chakra is very, very mobile. Like, part of what, I never actually managed, I haven't managed to beat her, because in my first playthrough I thought I could go back and, like, do it later, because she was, beating me very badly. But, yeah. And then Act 3 happened, and she was, very busy keeping everyone else alive, so at some point I'll have to try and see if I can beat her. What is your opinion on Clockwork Dancers? They're a fun fight. I enjoy them. And the story behind them is very sad, but it's also, like, good storytelling, you know? Can't wait to get my butt kicked by Radiant Chakra in the Godom equivalent once it comes out. Yeah. I think she's gonna just destroy all of us. Okay, I'm not gonna buy the map because I want to save up my money for the Curve Claw. But, yeah. I know Chakra. We're buds. She won't take it personally. Ow. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, and I mentioned this before, but that is one of the things I'm excited about with Silksong. Because when I got to Hollow Knight, all the DLCs were already out, and I didn't really think about it much. But I'm really looking forward to the excitement of getting DLCs as time goes on. Like, I think that's going to be super fun. Do I want these? Yes, I do. Give me the shards. Ow. There we go. Even more shards, just for me. Ugh. It's fine. All is well. Didn't almost get smacked by that. Another reminder for you guys to drink some water if you haven't already. I would accept other beverages, but personally I like water the best of all. No! Why would you do this to me? There we go. Okay. Rude. There we go. Let me through. Don't sit on this bench. It'll kill ya. There we go. Told my friend I wanted to buy all the Fan Gamers Hollow Knight merch, so we calculated it was around $2,000. Oh my goodness. Yeah. What kind of merch do you guys like to have? For me personally, I like to get shirts and that sort of things, maybe a sticker. I've gotten plushies. Plushies, nice. Yeah, I've gotten plushies before, but I find I have, like, and maybe it's just, like, the current apartment, but I have a hard time storing them and, like, knowing where to put them. Whereas with a shirt, like, you can just put that on. Like, it's on your body. Like, that's easy, you know? Mainly shirts, plushies, and hoodies. Yeah. Yeah, one thing I've noticed about specifically, like, YouTuber merch drops is that they never have hoodies with zippers. And, like, I think it's probably just, like, a production thing. It's probably much easier to make a hoodie with no zipper than it is to make a hoodie with a zipper. But, I don't know, I like my zippered hoodies. Like, sometimes in the fall, you want to have a little jacket, but having a pullover one is just a little bit too hot. So, yeah. So, like, I don't know. And I understand that, like, not all of my clothing has to be YouTube merch, but some of it looks cool, and I think it would look good with a zipper hoodie, you know? Okay, do I have enough? I think I have enough for the curved claw. Maybe not enough for the mask. Yeah, just as I suspected. Enough for the curved claw, but not the mask. Actually. Okay, hang on. We need to do a slight bit of math. Okay. That's 300. Okay, 400. Do I have 400 if I break all of these? 1 second, I'll answer that question in a sec. 20, that's 280 plus 60. That's not quite 400. Okay, we might need to go grind a little bit before we get this. Wait, Llama, did you watch Unis Honest? I unfortunately did not. It's a bit silly to say, but I, like, when it was coming out, I got turned off by the name. Like, I was just like, I thought it was going to be really crass based on the name. And then it turned out it was actually like this really cool experimental thing they were doing. And by the time I realized what it was already over. So unfortunately, I was not part of Unis Honest when it was happening for realsies. But it's cool. And, like, I'm happy for the people who got to be part of it when it was going on. Yeah, you can get the cracked mask later for free. Yeah, I know, but I feel bad. Like, I don't want to just wait for him to die so I can take the mask off his corpse. That feels really rude, you know? Like, obviously you can, and I'm not going to judge you for it, but I feel bad, so I like to buy it from him. It's Latin. Anus means year. I did not know that. And at the time I was just like, nah. Fun fact, apparently if bugs wear different masks, they have different thoughts and emotions. Is that true for all bugs, or is that just the guy who grows silk cocoons? Because I know that's a thing for him, and, like, it very well could be a thing for all these bugs. Like, they have their own, like, lore and everything like that, but, yeah. Like, yeah, I wonder if that's something for everybody, or just for him specifically, you know? Drop this. Fun fact, if you can get him under this tunnel in just the right spot, you can just keep going off of him. I've only done it like once, but it's very funny when it happens. No, don't fall into the spikes. I want all of your delicious rosaries. Thank you. There we go. Oops, that. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, I probably should have looked into it more when it was happening, Unis Honest, but yeah, it just wasn't a priority for me at the time. But yeah, it's a really cool thing that they did, and I'm glad that so many people got to be a part of it, even if sadly I was not. Actually, I don't think that, no, that's not quite enough. Alright. Go. There we go. Let's go grab some rosaries from some ant butchers and not die in the process. Oh my gosh. Just in time. Whoop. No, my rosaries! Oh, sadness and despair. There you go. I'm gonna be so real, I'm a pacifist till the end. So, in games like Undertale, I only do pacifist, and I always ask myself, how could people hurt these characters? Yeah, that is fair. Yeah, like, when I was first starting to play this game, I kind of felt bad that I was slaughtering pilgrims for their money. But, you know, there's really not a lot of money in the early games, so you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? And also Chakra told me it was okay, so... So really, you know, if Chakra says it's fine, who am I to argue? I think Ennard is peak FNAF character design. What do you think? I feel like we don't see enough of Ennard, honestly. Ennard does not exist for very long. I don't know. The character designs, like, the thing about FNAF is, what I liked about it at when I got really into it, was mostly, like, the headcanons and stories everyone else would make. As far as character design, I haven't, like, given it too much thought. Let's see, what do I think of Ennard? I think it's a fun character design, and I do enjoy the implications of it. But yeah, I don't know if we see enough of them for me to really feel, like, super attached to it, you know? Yeah, Chakra is indeed trustworthy. Like, like, she literally says, if you don't have enough rosaries to, like, buy anything, if you, like, enter her menu and don't buy anything, she'll literally tell you, like, if you don't have rosaries, like, go kill those pilgrims. She says it in a much nicer way, but that's basically what she's saying. And it's very funny. I was doing something. What was I doing? One sec. Let's count again. That's about 339 plus that would be 99. I am one rosary short. This is a terrible day. Boink, boink. But like, even you use Watcher 6 and there's night theme in your videos, which I mean is absolutely dreadful, and I love it for that. Oh yeah, like, you guys want to know something? Oh, don't die to this ant. Oh my goodness, that would just be embarrassing. You have people watching you. Anyway, yeah. The reason that I use FNAF music for that video is because it's already on my computer, so I didn't have to, like, go and find music. If I'd given myself a little more time, I would have tried to use Kane Pixel's music, because on his second channel he has a bunch of music. But such is life, and FNAF music works for, like, a lot of things, so works for me. If you don't mind me asking, how can you do different PNGs and PNGs in general while streaming, since I want to be a PNG tuber? I use a program called Viado Tuber. I believe it's spelled V-E-O Tuber. And it's a little program you can download, and basically you have different sprites. My sprites are, if you look, like here, let me just not talk for a second. You can see that Llama has like a blink animation, and that's something you can add. You basically just put different PNGs in, and then I use the number pad on my keyboard to switch between emotions. Like 1 is just like a neutral, 2 is really excited, 3 is kind of nervous, 4 is like kind of a side-eye kind of focus type thing, 5 is mad, 6 is sad, and 7 is just like confused, dizzy type thing. And those work for me. Honestly, you can do whatever emotions you want. You can have less, you can have more, but like, I only have so many buttons on my number keypad. I know some people assign them to different things, but that's the one I use. I know that you can also do a PNG tuber technically through Discord, but yeah, I use Viado Tuber, and yeah, thank you so much. You are so welcome, and yeah, I wish you luck on making a PNG tuber and doing that. Yeah, a while ago, like, if you watch my videos, you guys probably know I'm a fan of the, oh, that's my cocoon, I need that. I'm a fan of the YouTuber Astral Spiff, and he's not a PNG tuber, he just uses his face, but because of his influence for a while, I was kind of just convinced, like, I'm gonna be a streamer. And then I found, like, I enjoyed it, but it was kind of a lot to be doing every day. And to be, like, a full-time streamer, you need to stream, like, kind of frequently. But I think these, like, Saturday streams are something that I enjoy and something I want to keep doing, because I get to have the fun of streaming, but it's not my main thing, so it works a little bit better for me. I've tried to use that program, but the thing is that my avatar is very expressive due to the mask. That's fair. That's fair, Puppet Wraith. But, like, yeah. Funny thing about my avatar is, like, you've probably noticed, but she does not have a mouth. And, like, there's a fun story behind that where, like, when I decided to design my avatar, I had just gotten back from, I might have told this before, but I'm gonna tell it again. I'd just gotten, like, I was home from college visiting, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna design my PNG tuber. And then my younger brother was like, hey, you wanna watch a movie together? And I was like, nah, no thanks. And then, like, I thought about it, and I was like, oh man, like, I don't know when I'm gonna be home next. I don't want to waste that family time. So I, like, put down my art stuff, and we watched Wallace and Gromit and the Curse of the Were-Rabbit. And, like, that's such a fun movie, by the way. That is a great movie. And, like, I had just a really great time, like, hanging out with my younger brother, and it was awesome. And then when I went back to design Llama, that design aspect from Gromit of, like, not having a mouth just kind of carried over, and I really like how she turned out. And also I was watching, if you've heard of Rebecca Parham, I was watching a lot of Rebecca Parham at the time. I remember what I was doing. And so that influenced it as well. Yeah, but eyes are windows of the soul, so you can express a lot through eyes and general body language. That is very true. Yeah. I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, it's a bit more of a challenge if you have a character with, like, a mask or a nondescript face. But I think if you really want to, that's totally doable. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying that, like, if you want to, I think there's definitely a way that you can. I hope that made sense. That's Let Me Explain Studio, right? Yes, that is her channel. I haven't watched her in a while, but to be fair, I think she hasn't uploaded in a while because, like, she had surgery, and then there was that whole thing where, like, the art program she uses was gonna be, like, costing a whole bunch, and then they walked back on that. So I think that she's had a lot going on, but I'll have to check in and see how she's doing, see what videos she's uploaded lately. That's right, I remember I was shopping. And let me double check I have enough rosaries before I actually go and embarrass myself. Oh yeah. We have 400. Time to get a mask and a curvesicle. Well, technically right now it's just the curve claw, but one day it will grow up big and strong. I gotta stop doing that. It doesn't help me. There we go. Whoop, there we go. There it is. Bump, bump. There we go. Bump, bump, bump. And off we go. Actually, I need to go one higher, but that's okay. I feel like the FNAF 2 movie focused a bit too much on hype moments and aura rather than not having spotty writing, but is still enjoyable. Yeah, I was honestly a little disappointed with the second movie, mostly because, like, they didn't pay off. Like, you'll notice this is a pet peeve of mine if you watch my videos, like, it's a consistent thing, but I think, like, even if a story is not that good or not that unique, as long as you pay off the stuff that you set up, it still works, right? Like, it's still a watchable story. But if you just, like, set up stuff and forget about it and don't care about the things that you said would happen, like, that's kind of a turnoff for me story-wise. And unfortunately, the second movie, like, it just gets a bit nonsensical with all it's trying to do. kind of feels like a movie that, like, didn't really know what it wants to be, you know? That's the Scott Cawthon experience. Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, like, when I was younger, I was of the belief that, like, oh yeah, absolutely, everything, like, means something. And, like, that's a good stance to take for analyzing stuff, because you can find meaning in art even if the creator didn't intend it. But at a certain point, it's like, you'd hope that the author would pay off their own stuff, you know? I don't know if this is rude, but I remember walking out of the movie and thinking, I can't wait to see Llama improve this. That's so sweet, thank you. Yeah, I hope I'll be able to make something that's cool and fun. And I think I will. I'm having a fun time. Like, I won't tell you, like, super what I'm doing, but I'm having a fun time brainstorming and figuring it out. You know, sometimes a story is just a story. Like, here's the thing. That like, you know, and I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir here, but that's something that bugs me, because it's like, yes, technically sometimes a story is just a story, but people only ever say that when they want to tell you, like, oh, stop taking it too seriously, stop thinking so hard. And it's like, I don't know, maybe I want to think about stuff. Maybe I'm someone who likes thinking about things and analyzing my media. Like, maybe that's a thing I like. I don't know. Just saying. Alright, we're gonna do a blue so that we can have just this on, I think. Don't get me wrong, I love FNAF, but the second movie was kinda eh. Like, why did the puppet possess people? Just want to see the actual animatronic, and I thought Charlie was the guardian of the kids. Now they have no connections. It's interesting because, like, I'm totally fine with the movies doing something different than the games, and, like, if they want to make Charlie, like, a more villainous or ambiguous character, I think that's fine, but kind of feels like they didn't really commit to it. Like, she's there, but she's also not. It's, like, I'm gonna be so real with you, Michael should not have been there. Like, when I first saw the movie, one of the biggest things I thought was, like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna deal with this guy? Because there was no implication that he existed in the first movie. And it's like, if there had been an implication, I would have written in some foreshadowing. But there wasn't an implication. So it's like, oh, great. Now I gotta figure this out. And, like, you know, it's not that big of a deal in the long run, but it was just kind of like, dude, seriously? She is the thinker. Yes, I do like to think. Maybe a little bit too much sometimes, but I have a really fun time. Like, I think some people assume I don't like something if I'm pointing out, like, all the little idiosyncrasies, but that's just kind of the way that I interact with media. Like, that's the way I have fun, is I analyze the heck out of things, you know? And that's kind of why I make YouTube videos. I love talking about stuff. I remember laughing out loud when he came in and said, I'm Michael. Michael laughed. Did he actually say that? I don't remember. Did he actually say that line? Oh my goodness. Oh man. You know, something that got to me in the first movie that I kind of fixed in my rewrite was, like, the reveal that, like, Steve Raglan, that's his fake name in the movie, that it's like, oh, his name's actually William Afton. It's like, okay, it's like, that reveal's only effective if people already know who William Afton is, and the people who know who he is already knew that he was secretly William Afton, so it's like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense from a writing perspective unless you're trying to get people hyped about things, which, like, I don't know, I can deal with a certain level of hype. I am a fan as well. I like being catered to. It just felt kind of weird at the time. Yeah, he did. My theater cheered. Oh my goodness. And, like, I don't want to yuck in anyone's yum, you know? Like, I don't want to make someone feel bad for enjoying the FNAF movie. Like, clearly it's meant to be enjoyed. But I don't think it's that strong of a screenplay. I'm sorry. Oh, where was I going? What was I doing? Lace! I need to go beat up Lace! That's what I was doing. Alright guys, you ready to beat up Lace? I'm ready to beat up Lace. Yeah! There we go. Up, up. It was dumb because we knew Mr. Learlord was playing a Willy, and then we saw him playing Steve Raglan in the trailer, and everyone knew. That was kind of weird. Like, when I first... Here's the thing. If I know I want to see a movie, I tend to try and avoid trailers just on principle, because some of them are really good at hiding the big plot points, but some of them just give them away for no reason. So I only saw some of it, but I thought, like, oh, surely they'll keep it hidden, right? Like, they won't refer to him as William in the marketing, but then they just did, and that was kind of confusing to me. Like, if it's supposed to be a reveal, you'd expect it to be kind of hidden, but I guess not. Oh, go back up. Can you jump? There we go. Okay. Whoop. First time I saw Michael in the FNAF 2 location, me and my friend was telling myself, okay, this is either Jeremy or Michael, but then he said, call me Michael. I was holding my hand over my mouth, saying, oh gee, like, little Michael Afton lover. Yeah, like, here's the funny thing with me. Like, I like Michael Afton as a character, but I feel like the version of him I like only exists in my brain. Like, I think canonically I don't actually know that much about him, but I've created this version of him inside my brain for like a fan fiction that I never wrote, where he's just like, I think he acts totally different from actual canon Michael Afton, but he's just my little guy that I put in situations. Like, anytime I get obsessed with a new piece of media, I just take that version of Michael inside my head and, like, put him in that situation. I'm like, okay, Michael, it's time for you to interact with the DC superheroes. Go make friends with Batman. And then I just have a fun time imagining that. Yeah. But, like, I'm like 90% sure he's not at all, like, canon. He's just my little guy. Don't blame yourselves too much. FNAF has lacked actual character writing for so long, so we build up our own versions in our heads. So true. Very true. Yeah, they're the little dolls that we play with inside our heads. Hello, Lace. How are you? Look at Lace. I do find it funny how Hornet is just never impressed with Lace's threats. Like, unbothered is she. You know, just entirely unbothered by anything Lace says. By the way, if you try and pogo like this in the final battle, she will hit you twice. Like, and that's something I always forget when I do the final Lace fight, is like, I can't just pogo off the top of her like I did in previous fights, or she'll punish me very much for that. Like, that's like 90% of my deaths when fighting Lost Lace, is just, like, I forget that she doesn't let you pogo off of her anymore. Ow. Okay, that's embarrassing. Let's be a little bit careful. Like, it's not... I keep forgetting it's not Steel Soul, so it's not that bad if I just... It's not that bad if I die here, but... all the same, I don't want to, you know? Don't necessarily want to die to the first Lace fight. Okay, I'm glad I didn't get caught in that. Yeah, I'll look at chat in just a sec. Just have to take care of business. Whoop. There we go. I think she's close to death now. Just, need to... There she is! Hey! Got her! Considering he's only in one game confirmed, it would be so funny if, after he said that, he looked for like 30 seconds, then went, nah, I give up, and went home to watch Immortal and Restless. Something Team Cherry never gets wrong is its music. Oh yeah, music is fantastic. I think you would like Ultra Kill for its story, but I'm not quite sure you'd vibe with the gameplay. I've thought about playing Ultra Kill for a while. I don't know that much about the gameplay, but like I've seen edits of like Real and stuff, and it looks really interesting. Yeah, one thing I noticed is like it seems like there's a lot going on screen, and I can get headaches sometimes with games, so that's something I'd be worried about, but yeah, I'd have to see with Ultra Kill. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Ultra Kill lore is so peak. Yeah, I haven't heard much about it because I'm trying to remain unspoiled, but I've heard that it's cool. And evidently, they're going to play a role in Indie Cross, which I think is fun. Ultra Kill has really good accessibility options. That's awesome. Yeah, might have to look into that. Also, welcome to chat, Noble1S7. Thanks for saying hi. Yeah. And we got past. Do I have enough for Chakra's map right now? I might, but I kind of just spent all my money, so we'll have to see.
Yanara.
Ugh, Wishka.
When I streamed FNAF 2 on my channel, I was being called a super big fan of Withered Bonnie. That's just, like, okay. People will say anything, honestly. Like, I wasn't there. I don't know how you were acting, but I'll just say, people will say anything. Do I want this? I do want this, actually. Sorry, Chakra. I didn't mean to exit out of your menu like that. Thank you. Here we go. Alright. And down we go. How many shards do I have? Okay, yeah, I could drop down for these shards. You know, some of these shard locations are so silly because, like, half the time, like, all of them just fall into the lava. It's so silly. I feel like there are a lot of shard locations like that where it's like, theoretically, I'm glad you gave me some shards, but like 90% of them just fell into the rocks and are lost forever, you know? Part of me, like, I know most people wouldn't use it, so like Team Cherry probably isn't thinking about it, but it's like, I would love a shard magnet. Kind of like the magnetite. Like, brooch. Like, and I know no one would use it except me, but I would use it. I would use it. Because I like having the things in my games, and I don't like the idea that they just fall into oblivion and I could never get them. Because it's not my fault that they just go everywhere. It's not. I am guiltless in this matter. There we go. Cross the way. Everyone say hi. Now, I know this is an early kind of boss fight, so it's really not that hard, but I really like this fight when it happens. I think it's super fun. And there's no enemy, like, anywhere else in the game that looks like that. And, like, I just think that's really cool. Boink. Let's get up here. Cross. And we have made it. There we go.
Huh?
Animation for this fight is awesome. Oh, absolutely it is. Like, I like it a lot.
Pero en Torotano.
Buenera.
Bebino, lelos. Qu'est-ce qu'on mêle? Sentaso.
I gotta go. Hope the rest of the stream goes well. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Puppet Wraith. It was nice to have you. And I hope all of your things go well. Did you know the magnetite dice buff the brooch to decrease the time for rosaries? I did not know that. That is really cool. Yeah, I think Team Cherry, you know, it's just a feeling. I have no way to confirm this, but oops, whoopsie. I have no way to confirm this, but I have the sneaking suspicion that Team Cherry likes to add secret, hidden synergies in their game. Just a feeling. Alright, let's see if we can get our skirt, shall we? Oh, right. I'm doing this as well. Whoop. Ah. Try to catch him in the air. Never quite get it. That's okay. No. There it is. Let's just... Okay, am I the only one who, like, when she said collect spines, I can't be the only one who thought she meant, like, the backbone? Like, the... like, I can't be the only one who thought that I was, like, gutting these creatures and ripping out their spines, right? Yeah. Remember watching your FNAF rewrite and going, my then boyfriend? And I was like, oh no, what happened? And then he said, now husband. And I was like, yeah, yeah. I love talking about my husband in videos. I just love, like, dropping in casually being like, oh yeah, and also my husband. Like, that's so much fun to me. I love doing it. And I think other people like it too. It's just nice. One of these days, I think I'll probably have him do a video just as like a special thing. Yeah, or maybe he'll do his own channel one day, who knows. But yeah. Yeah, I also love getting comments about that, where people think it's something bad, but it's like, oh, nope, I found love and happiness. Ho ho ho. But yeah, just as like a side note, like that rewrite would not have happened. Would not have happened without my husband. Like, he kept me alive through that, so yeah. He deserves a lot of the credit for that getting made. Or like, he deserves, yeah, he deserves all the love. Unfortunately. I don't know why I dropped that. Oh, never mind. I was perfectly correct. It did catch them. Also, I think the whole magnetite thing is interesting because magnetite is a thing that exists in real life, and the only other material from real life I remember kind of also being referred to in Hollow Knight. Kind of an edge case. Yeah, it is interesting when they use like actual material instead of just made up stuff. But yeah, do you know anything about what magnetite is like in real life? I'm sure it's like nothing too crazy, but it is cool that we have it. Before we do that, let's do this. Nice. There we go. Get a couple of these. Yeah, sorry you guys like died on your way to the Citadel. That's unfortunate. Where did the other one? Hang on. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Boop. This one right here is really annoying because like nearly all of its spikes just like nearly all of its spines, they just go into the spikes. I don't know why I try to get those ones. It never goes well for me. Boink, boink, boink. Oh, we have enough. We have enough. Oh, he's dead. Magnetite is black magnetic sand IRL? That's cool. That is super cool, actually. Me and my friend did a challenge where we had to watch all the game theory videos, but every time he said book, we have to take a drink. a whole Powerade. Oh my gosh. We bought like 10 packs, which is like 80 and started. We ran out before we finished. Oh my gosh. That's actually kind of terrifying. Like, oh my goodness. like, and like, I know people like make fun of MatPat for like those theories sometimes, but he was working with what he had, honestly. Like, I completely understand turning to the books. Like, there really wasn't much to work with in the games department. Like, I completely understand why he was like, okay, this is another resource I can use, you know? There we go. Alright. And now let's get our skirt. Come on. And here we
Hello,
go.
babe.
May I have the poofy skirt, madame?
Qu'est-ce qu'on mêle?
I think she's gonna give me a poofy skirt, guys. There we go.
Magina fora.
Hello,
Yeah.
babe.
Indeed, it is fine work. Alright, let's have a little sit down. It's a fun fact, if you get acid reflux, you can put baking soda in water and drink it, and that fixes it. Like, that sounds like a weird health hack, but like, I've never done it, so I guess I can't say it won't work. And I guess if you've tried it and it worked, sure. I just, like, I don't know, like, it's probably safe to drink baking soda, but just be careful there. Just, yeah, I know it probably is a chemistry thing, but just, like, don't be chugging too much of that. Like alcohol at this point. One of you start with saying the books. Immediately balled up laughing. Friend read out first and said, "How are you doing?" Just couldn't stop laughing. Yeah, I imagine a challenge like that would be, you got a lot going on. Also, soap makes your hands dry because it's a base and reacts with the oils in your hands and removes them. That makes sense, because, like,
Qu'est-ce qu'on
I
mêle?
think, like, the germs in your hands, you
Cadestria.
gotta get them off somehow, and it makes sense to just, like, if the germs are on the oils on your hands
fine.
and you take off the oils, no more germs.
Senta-so.
Alright. Yeah. Well, I could probably keep playing Silksong forever, but my throat is getting kind of dry and I think I need to take a nap because I stayed up through the night to make the recent video. But, so, I think I'm gonna call the stream here. But thank you all so much for coming by. I really appreciated it. It was fun talking to all of you. I hope you had a good time. Next week I won't be streaming because my friend decided to go find love and happiness and get married, so I'm going to be attending a wedding. But yeah, other than that, I'm going to do my best to stream on Saturdays. This stream was a little late again because of the video, but yeah, just keep an eye on things and I'll do my best to let you know when I'll be streaming. And yeah, I hope to see you guys again soon. I don't know if we'll keep playing Silksong next time, but yeah, imagine finding love. Like, come on. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna watch your Backrooms video now. Please do, and let me know what you think in the comments. Yeah, and you all, yeah, you have a good rest of your day too, Noble. And yeah, all of you have a wonderful rest of your day / night / everything. And I hope to see you guys again soon. All right. Bye, guys. Talk to you later. Bye. My buttons aren't working. One sec. Yeah, well, my screen isn't working. So let me just... All right. Bye, guys.